Hi, gay is not sin. And Jesus isn't asking the gay person to change and be straight. You know, I got another phone call. What's kind of interesting is I am pretty clear on a challenge that I have to the church. Easy to see on my website. You can just go there, gaysforjesus.com/challenge. And some lady was watching my TV program locally here and actually called the phone number on there. And apparently I was talking about this challenge where that, if you invite me to your church, if you really want to know is gay sin or not, because homophobes are going to not accept what gays say. They're just going to assume that it's sin, and they're convinced, and nothing's going to change their mind, and they'll all argue to the day they die unless something happens in their life to change their mind. And it goes to say that if somebody like me gets on here who's done a great deal of studying, and I know something about the gay issue concerning the Bible, the facts of Paul's day and Moses' day and everything, and what was going on, who they were talking about, what the Hebrew and Greek were saying. So it's not likely that I'm going to be persuaded by any argument from a homophobe to try to tell me that, gay sin or something, as though it's a startling revelation to me. It's not. Gay is not sin. And over 1 million homophobes have talked to me, so in one way or another, some at great length, quite a number of them at some length. And I got a number of websites, and I hear from about 1 million of you that say that gay is sin. So I know your argument. And there isn't any of you so far to date, since 1985 when I started being on TV, that comes up with an explanation of how they get gay to be sin. I just went on a vacation over to Greece, and I hiked up a mountain that Paul saw every single day he was in Corinth, where he wrote the book of Romans. At the top of that mountain was the ruins of a temple, just some rocks on the ground, basically is all that's left of it, but it was the temple of Aphrodite, where many scholars believe there was over 100 temple prostitutes there. In Corinth, where Paul wrote the book of Romans, he saw the temple of Apollo. Now, I went to both of those places, and I preached a TV program from those spots. Now, I've been around, I know what I'm talking about, and some people, so you're not going to change my mind unless you really get into some revelations, which I beg you, plead you, ask you for years, for decades, to tell me how you get gays in the Bible. But I bet you, those are, the comments I'm going to get from you are going to be the same. You're going to quote a verse. Or you'll be more vulgar like so many other homophobes, because it seems like the only way a homophobe goes, the more you discuss it, is more and more towards the vulgar. Homophobes got to start graphically describing sex acts, and they got to be using terms that no Christian should be using. And so anyway, this woman, hearing me about my challenge, which said, up to now the churches have their way about everything, and so you're not going to allow anything, you're not going to allow a gay person to stand up at the pulpit or stand up during testimony time and give account of their faith in Jesus Christ, talking about the blessings and miracles and their walk with Christ, as anybody does on any Sunday service or evening service that it's time to give a little testimony. What has God done? And then somebody will stand up and says, oh, we had this financial need and God blessed us, or you know, sometimes it gets more distinct. You know, He healed me or something like that. I was, you know, couldn't walk. But would your church ask gay people to give up and give account of their testimony in Jesus Christ, their walk with Christ? And also, if a gay person were to come that knows something about the Bible, to stand up and try to explain, as it were, would you let that happen? The likelihood is no, because you don't want anything to interfere with your concept that gay is sin. You don't want to hear somebody say, no, gay is not sin. And you don't want to know for sure. I mean, it's like you think that God will condemn you or something if you try to get the truth. And my challenge is that there's a lot of you that's listening now that's in the local area here, in the Seattle area. I mean, is it that hard for you in today's world where now it's over 50% that accept gay marriage in the country? You know, the statistics all the time are coming out. It's over 50%. That's totally, have no problem with having gay marriage in the United States. Now, back when I started, and when I accepted Jesus in 1974, nobody, publicly anyway, supported gays. And now, a quarter of a century, a little bit more now, it's over 50%. Can you believe that? And churches, did you hear what New York had said when they got their marriage thing approved? They had to fight for the Christian groups and organizations to say they don't want to marry gays. So the Christians are fighting, and they got their extra right that nobody else has. They can say they will not accept or they will not marry gay people. Like it's a, I mean, what is this telling you? I bet you don't have a clue what it's telling you. Anyway, that challenge that I have is that I go to your church, and your church, your pastor, your elders, your congregation preach, teach, explain, lay hands, cast out demons. This is what that woman told me. She said that if you came, we would cast that demon out of you. Well, we have 2,000 years since Christ. How many gay demons have you seen get cast out? They're not getting cast out because there is no gay demon. There is demons of, as it were, homosexuality, but these demons are those that go to you, homophobe, to make you not see. Because there are some things that are so clear, plain as day. Like, for instance, I was at the temple of Aphrodite. Paul saw it every day. He's writing the book of Romans. He saw the temple of Apollo every day as he wrote the book of Romans. How do you think that he somehow wrote about gays? I mean, there is great detail on what these fertility cults and temples and gods were about. Anyway, so your church would do whatever it is that your faith describes you to do. And when you're done, and I will yield to it, I'll say, okay, lay hands on me. Do what you want. If it's God's will, so be it done. I'm not going to resist. I'm going to be there for you to do what you want, to get me delivered, as you think. Then it's my turn. And I can do whatever my faith. Now, I'm Assemblies of God person. What do you think my faith's going to be about? I'm a Pentecostal. I believe in miracles. I've been healed majorly 3 times. I know what it feels like to be dramatically, instantly healed. It'll be my turn. Invite me to your church. If you don't know Jesus, turn to him and say, Jesus, I believe you're the Son of God. Forgive me of my sins. Come into my life. If you got a pain, touch it. In the name of Jesus, be healed.